Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society, which this is a program of event-led societal issues. Give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, we'll be looking at numbers of issues starting from Akwa Ibom State. Mother feeding kids poultry feeds gets support. From Southeast region, travelers bemoan humiliation at checkpoint. On WAEC, ASU and UT disagree on under-HA exam bound. On national anthem, old anthems revive to rebuild Nigerians' future. That's from the Senate President Akpabio. On religion, Catholic bishops urge youth skills accusation. These are the issues we'll be looking at today. You can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. When we return from this short break, I will introduce my guests for today's show. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in this conversation is a lecturer and senior administrative staff at Clifford University, Abia State. I'm talking about Dr. Barido Thompson Okochi. Good to have you. You look immaculate.
That's your name anyway, Immaculate. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, viewer. Glad to have you all again.
All right, thank you for joining us. The first story for today is from Akwa Ibom State. Grace Udeme Emmanuel, a 22-year-old mother of 4 who was reportedly feeding her children chicken feed while working in a poultry in Ekiti, Akwa Ibom State, has received a significant support. The wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Patient Umoino, initiated interventions, providing Grace with an initial 500,000 lifeline. Additional funds were raised, reaching nearly 2 million to further assist her. Grace and her children have been relocated to the furnished apartment provided with food supplies, and her salaries have been increased. Plans are in place to receive skill training, financial management education, and mental health evaluation. Additionally, effort will be made to help her return to school and support her children's education. Well, first of all, I would like to say congratulations to Grace for for this support, because there are so many going through a lot, but no one is coming to their help at all. But in a situation, at least the state government's wife, the governor's wife, yes, that's what I wanted to say, has actually intervened, and this is a beautiful one. You know, before you ask me where is the husband, where is the man that did this, and her, Grace was impregnated by a guy when she was in JS2, and then the family sent her away from home because of the pregnancy. Of course, it's unwanted. Some families cannot just condone that kind of a sight. So they sent her away, and she started living with this man. Fortunately, she has 4 children. But the story we read today, that the supposed husband, stole potato from the market. They stoned him to death. So the girl has been left with no one to help, just her and her children, and she started working in a poultry farm. In the absence of what to give the children, to feed the children, which she started feeding them with the poultry feeds. And that has been a serious issue. But thank God that people have come out to help her, and they will also send her to school. What do you think about this kind gesture?
Well, for the kind gesture, we appreciate. When I say we, I'm including you and including our viewers and our audience, because nobody should discountenance that largesse, that move to rehabilitate her and to make her look human again. Yeah, so unless you ask me further, my thinking is thank you, Madam Governor's wife, and also thank you to the daughter of the owner of the poultry, who knew of the situation and made it viral for the world to hear and for people to come and aid. Then also thank you, besides the governor's wife, who we are told gave 500,000, $500,000. As much as 2 million has been gathered and garnered for her, so it means other hands. So these other hands, congratulations. May the Lord reward you for your kind-heartedness. But there is something bigger than that. Unless you ask me, I won't talk.
What is bigger than that?
What is bigger than that is that we have created the conditions where someone will get so low as to use chicken feed. With
the daughter. What about the aunties and uncles? Is it that she's an island? She came from the blues. She doesn't have anybody. So that's why I'm asking, why are you blaming the government?
I have an answer. See, do you know that there are countries where if you shout at a child, just mere shouting at a child, the government comes and takes the child. That is because there are structures to protect human dignity. This one, not just the shouting, but also got to a point where they are eating foul feed and government is not aware.
Do you extend...
Because there are no structures to take care of Nigeria.
But do you extend your hands when you are not aware of what is happening in front of you?
That is why there is no government. If there is a government...
But you're blaming the government. Remember, like you face off, I remember that a few minutes ago you thank the owner of the poultry, the owner of the poultry, you thank the daughter for making this go viral. And when the government gets to know that this is what is going on, they immediately swam into action. So will you say that, is it that the mother did not just send her away from the house, they reported her, or they made it go viral that, oh, we sent our daughter away because she's embarrassing our family. And then the government decided that they don't want to do anything.
Ima, I'm not sure you
because I don't still understand why you're blaming the government.
I'm noticing I need to be honest. We don't have structures. That's why anything goes. And don't forget what I keep saying. We are 220 million Nigerians. This is one case. Are you telling me out of 220 million, this is the only case?
So are you...
But because this is reported, that's what we probably are having hundreds and thousands that are dying silently.
Are you saying that the family is not to be blamed at all?
You are pointing at the family. The family lives in a society.
Is she
I'm looking at society because that's why it's called Society Watch, not Family Watch.
Is she the first person that has ever gotten a unwanted pregnancy? Have you also looked at that? That there are people that are also in this kind of situation. I'm not talking about feeding from the poultry's feed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about going home with unwanted pregnancy. The family didn't kill them. The family didn't send them into bush. But they had to put away whatever thing that has happened and decided to take care of their daughter or their children. Have you also looked at that aspect? That there are people in this situation that the family also, despite the shame, brought in.
I agree with you.
So if you agree with me, why are you not telling me, oh, it's the government, why will you be blaming the government for everything?
I have just explained why, and you know why, because I've explained.
I don't know why, it's still not clear.
Well, you can choose not to make it clear, because I've said it up to 4 times. Let me say it the 5th time. When a family throws out a child for unwanted pregnancy, in a society that has structure, there are processes and procedures for rehabilitating that person. We are seeing in this country, we don't have. Tell me that I have not explained again.
Wow. All
Tell
right.
me that I have not explained.
Like I said, congratulations to Grace Emmanuel for at least coming to the limelight and getting help from the government. And we also want to appeal to so many families here. Yeah, we know that there are some kind of things that we cannot put away with. You know, most times you spend all the resources you have, train your children, but the moment they get into the society, you can't tell what happened. You can't afford to throw anybody away. Where is the place of forgiveness? You have to forgive. You flock with one hand and draw back with the other hand, so that this kind of thing will not happen. And for those of us, or those of you that have found yourself in a situation that is so tough, I mean, if you don't speak up, nobody will know. If you don't say something, someone will not be able to help you. No matter how tough it is, there are people out there that are ready to share one granite with you, irrespective of what has happened. It is not that bad. So the second story for today, from Southeast region. Travelers in the Southeast region in Nigeria are facing severe maltreatment at security checkpoints, primarily managed by soldiers. Passengers are often faced to walk across checkpoints while motorists experience extortion, intimidation, and delay. The situation has been had been described as daylight robbery and has led to calls for action from right groups and local leaders. The military and the police, accused of both direct and indirect extortions, are criticized for their impunity and lack of accountability. Various stakeholders, including the Igbo Women Assembly and the Women Assembly Council, has demanded the withdrawal of military personnel from the checkpoints and urged for better oversight. The 14th Brigadier in Abia State has pledged to address the issues, promising to punish any soldiers involved in extortion.
Fine.
Okay, the travelers that applied this route southeast region are complaining about intimidation, humiliation, and also extortion. And according to them, whenever they get to checkpoints, they're always forced to trek. While motorists are being extorted directly or indirectly, according to them, they call it daylight robbery. I don't know, Dr. Okochi, if you have experienced that. I remember when I returned from Asaba, I also experienced that, and they said that the idea is to curtail insecurity in the region, to also find out who is carrying what, who is carrying who, and the kind of vehicle that is actually applying the route. But now people who were, at some point, they actually appreciated the fact that security personnel actually mount the checkpoint, even though it's actually too much, because just a drive, you meet another checkpoint. But now they are complaining that it is too much, the humiliation is just getting out of hand. What do you think about this?
It's the same thing I've been saying. We're not running our society as a humane environment. We run it like a jungle. It's so sad. I keep asking a question. Which other country in the world does this? Where you have mass movement of people and they are raising hands without war. So what happens if there was war? What happens in Ukraine? If Nigeria at peace, will be raising hands. What about Ukraine that is at war?
But if you check in...
We don't have governance.
If you check...
That's the issue. We don't have governance.
If you check in other parts of the country, you would not see... There are checkpoints, but you won't see where people have to come down and start raising hands. But when you get to the southeast, this is alarming, and this started as the issue of sit at home, and also the level of insecurity in that region activities. But right now they are complaining. Don't you think, yes, we know, like they're saying that they are not comfortable with it, which is something that the government needs to come in, but don't you think that if this security personnel leaves these checkpoints, that's what they were trying to avoid is still going to happen again? Because despite the checkpoints, I mean, we still hear of insecurity in that area, criminal activities.
Yeah, what you have said is true. But that's not what they are saying. They are not saying that we don't want security personnel. They are saying we don't want the paraphernalia that comes along with it.
Let's profess solution. Majority of them are asked to calm down. Not majority. All vehicles are applying that route. They will stop the vehicle, passengers calm down and raise their hands. I don't know what that is, to surrender. Also let them know I do not have anything at hand, any firearms with me.
Exactly.
So what is the solution right now? Because is it to reduce the checkpoints, or is it to completely do away with the insecurity in those, do away with checkpoints at all? Or what exactly should be done to be able to cope with this menace?
We have said it over and over, but because it irritates leaders to hear the truth, that's why sometimes they don't listen. You don't clear the cobweb. You kill the spider. What we need to do is go back and ask ourselves, why is Nigeria unsafe and insecurity infested? What is the problem? That's where to start.
So why do you think Nigeria is unsafe?
We can't discuss that in 1 hour's time.
Well, we can still talk about it at least, just so we can be able to profess a solution
in 1 hour's time. We have to go back to Nigerian history. We have to go to... and that.
So do we need a whole year to be able to profess solution to Nigerian problems?
More than that.
And then why do you think that Nigerians are not patient enough? Because whenever the federal government comes up with an idea, they will be like, that is not what we want now. We need something
And
that
of
Nigerians
course,
will
the
survive.
government is not addressing the root. See, I'm talking of root causes.
So is that to say that
not
we need
symptoms?
That's to say that we need to be where we want it
More
to
than
be.
that.
More than a year.
More than that. Because, and I've told you why. You see, I keep repeating myself. The reason is we're not even facing the direction.
Oh. Okay. Let's look at the next story for today.
Good.
The federal government of Nigeria has banned under 18 candidates from sitting for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination and the National Examination Council exams, setting 18 as the minimum age for these and other exams. This policy aims to align educational stage with age expectations, but has faced mixed reactions. The Nigerian Union of Teachers and the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics criticized the policy, arguing it ignores exceptional teachers' welfare. ASU suggests that educational policy should focus on students' abilities rather than age, and question the government's priorities, noting inconsistencies with other societal practices. The Academic Staff Union of Universities supported the policy on a personal level. Policy will ensure students are emotionally mature before entering university, which could reduce failure rates and negative influences. However, the policy has sparked debate over its impacts on students and its practical implementation. All right, the federal government has come up with the idea now.
Sorry.
I hope this one you won't tell me that is what you have been saying. Yeah, they've come up with
you already know this.
They've come up with the idea that from now henceforth, as long as you are not up to 18 years, no more writing of WAEC. You have to wait when you are 18, you write WAEC. ASU are saying that this is this policy is very okay because it will help the children to be mature enough mentally. Also negative influences, but the NUT are not comfortable with this. They are saying that the federal government should focus on the exceptional, focus on let's just call it professional education, focus on exceptional students, because there are some of them that are below 18 but their brain is fire.
Creation help this country. It's turning to Babylon. You know the meaning of Babylon? Confusion. Confusion.
So what do you think about the policy?
The wrong one now. Clearly wrong. Very wrong. And it's going towards the wrong direction. It will get to what we call, the English book call a cul-de-sac. And it will hang. Not only that, but let me see, you know what's going to happen. And if it doesn't, come to this studio and say, Pastor Kochi, you're pregnant. People will go underground and they will start the process of age falsification.
Okay.
To go around it. See, we are not ready to focus on the real issues. Is it age matter that is making the naira to exchange at 1,600? Is it age matter that a liter is 1,000 naira? Is it age matter that what Indomie of 200 naira is now 800? Is that the age? Those are not the issues biting this country. We are just pursuing cricket when a whole house is born. My people say, you don't run after rats when your house is burning. Nigeria has bigger issues, and we are discussing age. So
what do you think about what I said, that these students have to be emotionally mature to avoid negative influence? Because of course you've heard they're supposed to rise and move out. What are they going to do? What is their plans?
Emma, I've already implied my response. See, let's leave this issue of 18. Age is not our problem. The Nigerian education system itself is in comatose.
I know. That's what I'm just asking.
That's why all these ones are
already
irrelevant. They're irrelevant to me.
We know that there are problems. And we are here to provide solution.
Yes.
So that is what I'm asking you. Let's just put the problems behind and think of a solution.
Yes.
Now that they have come up with this, assume that they are going to implement this as it is. What happened to the people in SS3 that are just 16 years? Would they graduate and stay back at home and wait till when they are 18, they will come back and write exams? What exactly are they planning to do?
Emma, if you don't mind, I'm sorry. This matter is a non-issue. What I expect the Minister of Education to do is to address the besetting problems affecting Nigerian education. He does that.
And you think this is not part of it?
Age is not the problem. I cannot contradict my own self now. I'm saying age is the problem when I've already said age is not the. This is not the issue. The issue is that we have a rot.
But Dr. Okoche, remember that when the NUT, we have
the same thing we're saying. It's the same thing we're saying.
So don't you think that immaturity is all we are facing?
It is not the problem.
Okay.
Immaturity is not. Age is not an issue. What we should be dealing with is the Chinese have developed a different formula for mathematics. Do you know that all the mathematics we have been learning, Pythagoras, the Chinese went into their own intellectual archives and brought out alternatives. What we should be dealing with now is Nigeria should create or develop indigenous ways of approaching education.
Okay.
Not all this issue we are dealing with.
All right, thank you so much. And then on national... At the 2024 NBA conference in Lagos, Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced that the 10th National Assembly supports returning to the old national anthem to help rebuild Nigeria. He urged lawyers to be agents of positive change and emphasized the need for a strong legal framework to address national issues through unity and brotherhood. That is why we went back to that national anthem, that though tribes and tongues may differ, though professions may differ, in brotherhood we stand. We went back because we want to rebuild the future of this country, remembering that we may come from different tribes, different backgrounds, different ethnic groups, different tongues, but in brotherhood we stand. He said, I entered politics with a dream of my own, and coincidentally one that aligned with our shared aspirations state and to rebuild our nation. With that dream, I rebuilt Akwa Ibom State. My people can testify, and that was what Nigerians came to know as uncommon transformation. Together with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we can rebuild Nigeria. This is a formula. If our dreams can ignite with tiny spark of aspiration among the gathering here, it will mark a Nigeria, and the Renewed Hope programs will definitely be a success. All right. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, said that Nigerians, or should I say House of Assembly, they went back to national in we stand to be able to rebuild Nigerians' future. Is it? In Nigerians, what is it by like that? Song lyrics build Nigerians' future. Is it by what we say or by what we do? Please make it make sense to me.
You want me to make a comment now,
so that
you will now later accuse me of hitting them? It's clear.
No, let me understand. How?
No, it's clear now. They don't know the problem of Nigeria. That's why they don't know the solution. I mean, why will somebody be having cough and you're asking him go and do exercise? Because you don't even know what cough is. Huh? Somebody has cough. You say the solution, go and do exercise.
Is that an issue of Nigeria now?
Even know, they don't know what Nigeria's problem is. Because if they know that, if you know what Nigeria, if Akpabio is as hungry as you and I, you won't be talking of national anthem. It's people who are alive that sing.
Oh.
With that woman, that girl that we talked about now, that was feeding her children with fowl or something, will she sing national anthem? Our leaders are not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. It's a lament. I keep lamenting. You and I have been on this program for 2 years, and from the first day till now, I keep lamenting we don't have leaders. What we have are looters. That's why we are singing national anthem.
So are you saying that what are you saying that what the Senate President just said does not make any sense?
It does. In fact, it's worse than doesn't make any sense. It's called misfire. You see a bird here, you are shooting here.
And then he also talked about transforming Akwa Ibom State. I remember vividly well that then the old anthem was not there. We were still singing the, okay, should I say the new anthem or the old? I think I'm confused right now.
Yes.
But the In Brotherhood We Stand was not there. We were singing the formal, now formal old.
Yeah, this reverse national anthem just came in May now.
But, but it was not there. So why is he talking about?
Exactly. Thank you, my sister. How is that linked to? And besides, when you say develop Akwa Ibom or rebuild Akwa Ibom, a lot of our politicians, you see, if I'm a governor of Rivers State and I develop Port Harcourt, I go and say I developed Rivers State. I forgot that I didn't develop Nembe, I didn't develop Andoni. That's the problem they have.
In Akwa Ibom State.
Yes, it's the same. No, it's general. Okay.